Carole, the historical ones, did you prefer those really to the futuristic ones? Yes,
I did. It was more of a straightforward telling a story rather than screaming and running around, being chased by various monsters.
The studios you worked in, Lime Grove.
Yes.
I'm astonished what you achieved.
So am I. Yes, I think considering the tightness of the budget and the heat of those studios, it's amazing that we got the effects that we did, and it's amazing that we all finished standing up at the end of each production because we were all absolutely exhausted, especially as it happens, having mentioned the costumes, in those particular costumes too. I mean, it was very, very hot. In fact, there was one occasion on the Aztecs when it got so overheated that, in fact, the sprinklers came on and we all got drowned.
Was this because of just no air conditioning, I suppose, and lots of lights in a very small confined space?
No air conditioning and trying to get squeeze too much into one very small studio. It just wasn't built with those sort of things in mind, with trying to get special effects and trying to do all the things that we were trying to do. I think it was probably built as a studio for interviewing people or something. I don't know.
Looking at the Reign of Terror, the last story of season 1 of Doctor Who. By this time, I suppose your working relationships with your colleagues must have been pretty well set.
Absolutely, yes. We were having our giggles.
Was it fun?
Oh, it was fun. Every one of them was fun. We had stressful moments, of course, within them, as anybody does in any production. But on the whole, it was a great deal of fun, yeah. And Jackie and I were very happy with this one because we got to wear pretty dresses, which we didn't very often.
You've got the TARDIS interior set. You've got the farm with a farmyard and all the rooms inside the farmyard, upstairs and downstairs. And you've got sort of 2 foot of forest.
Not to mention the town scene with the cobbles. It was Rouen, I think it was meant to be. And it was a wonderful square, and there were cobbles and there were houses. And, of course, a real live horse. I mean, the set at the beginning of every production, as with all television productions, they presented us with this wonderful mock-up of what it was going to be like. And they were all wonderful, but this particular one was absolutely adorable. It was like, every child's dream. It was like a doll's house. And the great thing is they had little doors and windows opening and closing too. And the little tumbrel had little wheels that actually moved. It was just gorgeous, and I really fell in love with it. And they gave it to me afterwards. And I had this for years and years, this set. And I put it where I thought it was going to be very, very safe, on top of the wardrobe in my bedroom. And I employed a new cleaner. And she got a feather duster and dusted the top of the wardrobe and smashed the lot to smithereens. I was so sad.
Those set models they used to do, I mean, they still do, they are wonderful and help you to plot the shots, because one of the things that makes it work, of course, is shooting it from all different directions and faking it. And
it helps the actors to imagine what they're going to actually be doing, instead of just working to bits of tape on the floor. You've actually got this lovely set in your mind, so you know where you are.
Does this take you back, listening to this, your younger self?
Yes, strangely enough, it's the music that takes me back. It's very evocative music. I could practically listen to this, I think, without any dialogue and know which bits were happening where because of the music.
And the music, presumably, at that time was played into the studio while you were working as well.
Yes, yes.
It becomes ingrained, and it does
absolutely
take you back the way, I suppose, music takes us all back to various places. How long had you been thinking that you might leave?
Quite a long time, because, my character didn't develop. It didn't really go anywhere. But not only that, the character, as I was told to play her, was completely different to the character that I was originally told I was going to be playing. So I started off being rather disappointed, and I thought, well, maybe they'll develop me as I go along. But on the whole, it didn't go anywhere. She was constantly just arriving and getting into trouble so that the others could get her out of trouble, and screaming on the way and occasionally twisting her ankles on the way, and it was very frustrating. Especially when I saw so many visiting artists coming in and having wonderful things to do. And, sometimes I had nice bits and pieces to do, but on the whole, it was very disappointing.
You were talking about this on the DBT commentary I was listening to just recently, and I think The Reign of Terror is an example of that, because for the first couple of episodes, Susan is very strong and is very much in the thick of it, very much playing with the characters. In episode 3, she gets a cold.
She gets ill.
and she's taken to the doctors, and then she gets locked up in a cell, and that's really it until she's rescued at the end of the
I don't think they knew how to write for me. I really don't. I think they also had this idea that she was going to be this phenomenally intelligent, phenomenally physically perfect specimen who could do all sorts of things. And they probably had a direction for her to go in. And once all that was taken away from her, apart from the fact that she was supposed to be telepathically amazing, which only happens once with the Sensorites, I think once all that was taken away from her, they didn't know how to write her as an ordinary person. It's funny, she almost didn't have a place in the scheme of things.
No, I think the first few stories she was used well. Unearthly Child, obviously, where she is very much the focus of what draws Ian and Barbara into the story. I think she has a lot to do in the Daleks. And also in the TARDIS episode, The Edge of Destruction.
Oh, The Edge of Destruction. Great. Yes, my favourite one.
We had to
I could actually get some work in there.
wheel scissors. And,
that's it, yeah.
And you had some quite strong scenes, again, in Marco Polo, I think, with
Ping Cho. Yes, that was very nice to do. It's a shame that's lost.
It is. It's a terrible shame. But good character stuff.
Yes, I enjoyed that. That was good.
But it's great fun going back over these stories. Yeah. And you've been doing quite a lot of that with the DVDs, and it must be a bit weird listening to this and thinking, good grief, are we still...
So many years on.
Is this still popular?
Unbelievable. Impossible to have predicted that this would still be happening now. And of course there's a new one too, which is fantastic.